Quite a ways from where I'm going to be working on the houses. Mostly because I've been working on this forest and expanding it. This forest being along this main row that you can see a little bit in the distance right here. And mostly with this, I'm just flying around looking for empty places and placing saplings to fill out the area. Once the saplings are grown, I'll go around and start placing in grass and flowers using bone meal. Let's see. This will also provide a good flyover of what I've done while I'm going to the houses I'm working on today. And this is where I was working last time, along these houses. And this I may need to fix a little bit later on, but for now it looks okay. Okay, now this area right up ahead is where I'm going to be working. There's 6 houses to work on, and depending upon how much time I have today, I don't know how many of them I'll be able to get to. One house off this side road, and there's 5 houses behind this fence along this side road right here. 2 in the center right here. 1 here between the side road and warehouse, and 2 houses along this road. And I've placed in part of the driveway where each of the driveways should be. And there's going to be more trees and such in the open areas. Most of what I've done is held back on the trees to the last part of each of these. Okay. So I'm going to start work on the houses over here because they're right next to the fence. This house in particular is pretty close to the fence. So I'm going to work on this one since I may need extra space and it may alter where this house will be. It just depends on how it goes out. It's harder to do Minecraft and get the spacing right, specifically because each of the blocks are a meter thick, and even with the smaller blocks such as the slabs, it still takes up a meter block. Even if you can move on the top of a slab or under a slab. Okay, so now I'm basically counting out the sum of the distances for the house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe. 12, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is to determine the distance between the road and the house. And I'm going to place in the chat a link to the map that I'm using in case anybody wants to take a look. And the map will also be on the YouTube video as well. In this house, the driveway goes up to the actual house itself, with a door to the side of the driveway. It's got white siding, so I'm going to use oak planks for it. One, two, three, four. 2, 3, 4. It's a fairly simple house. It's made up of. It's more like a studio house. There's only 2 rooms. One for the bedroom, kitchen, living room, and a bathroom. And it's sort of separated to a degree, since the bathroom is right in the middle of this room, so it provides a natural border between the kitchen and the bedroom. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Because I'm dealing with meter thick blocks, it's a little bit closer to this fence than it is in the game, but not a huge amount. About right here is where the window is on the other side. So there. 1, 2, 3, 4, about here. That should give me enough space. It may be a little bit larger than what it is in the game. I'm trying to get it as close as I can. Okay, using spruce for frames. You only need to do 3 of them. 2 windows, 1 door. This is the bathroom. So actually 4 frames. 1 interior door, 1 exterior door, 2 windows. I'll use birch for the basic living area bedroom. It gives a nice wooden floor look to rooms. Okay, and this is the separation I was talking about. It looks a bit different than it does in the game itself, but the bedroom area in the game, there's a bed right here, and because of the proportions, it's slightly thrown off. And there's a kitchen right here in this area with shelves for an open cupboard, and there's a living room right in this area, and a dining room roughly around here. It's a small house, but it looks like it works a bit well. Now to do the ceiling for the rooms and also the roof. It's got a mostly blue roof, blue tiled roof. Since I don't have that, the closest one I have is this purple. So I'm going to use that. My only other option for a more tiled look is another brick, and that has a more brownish tone to it. This one at least is in the blue variety or close to it. This right here is forming basically a barrier. In part it shows where the floor ends and also where to separate that from the roof part. There's a thin line where you can see where the something similar with the siding on here, but it's a little bit harder to pull off. Since you can't mix and match slabs. Plus, I think it also gives a sort of break instead of having it being oak or whatever siding I'm actually using all the way up. It's especially useful on sides of the house that don't have windows or doors. Such as this one has something that breaks up the monotony of just oak on this side. But the other side doesn't have that. And this side has a door and this right here. This side really doesn't. So this really helps break up the monotony. And the same with this side. Some of them are a little bit harder to do since this side really doesn't have anything to distinguish it. There's no windows, unless I've missed it. I don't think I have. No, there's no windows. But if somebody downloads it and wants to make the change and put it in the window, they could do that. But I'm trying to get as close as I can to the project Zomboid map and how it looks at the start of the game. So the framework will be there at least. Now I'm doing this just to connect it so it doesn't look as strange. Otherwise you would have a sort of disconnect where this one, so it's basically connecting the blocks by using a slab. Okay. This one is one more back than the other. Okay, now this one, unlike the other, the door is actually in the middle of the driveway. So I'm going to use 2 stone blocks to do a sort of walkway transition between the driveway and the house. Okay. This one has more of a brown siding. I'm going to use jungle wood instead of oak for this one. One, two, three, four. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a window about here. Which would place the door about there. 1, 2. The house itself is made up of 3 rooms, a bathroom, and a very small bedroom in the back. And the kitchen and living room are pretty much open. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roughly here for the window. And the kitchen's on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. Bedroom is right around here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, that is depends upon the bathroom. There's a bathroom right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. So I'll adjust this by 1. And this by 1. And part of the problem is, like I said in other videos, the blocks are 1 meter thick, so it alters and distorts whatever you're working with, both on the outside and on the inside. Often you can usually get one closest possible, but it really distorts the inside. I've been trying to balance it as much as I can. It's not always possible, but in some cases where there are fewer rooms, it's more possible to pull it off. The more rooms you have inside a house, the more distortions appear, especially if you're going to make a house as close to some other design. In this case, Project Zomboid design, based on a completely different game with different measurements and everything. The same thing happens when you're doing real life buildings, actual buildings that have been made. I've done a build of Highclere Castle, the building from Downton Abbey, and that has quite a few rooms inside it, so the outside is easy to accomplish, and that's what I'm mostly focused on, but it distorts the inside of the building. The door to the bedroom should be about right here. Well, right here really. And it lines the wall. I'll give more room for the bedroom on the back since the bedroom is rather small. So birch for the living area and white clay for the bedroom. Not bedroom, but bathroom. And I'm using the city texture pack for Minecraft. Well, Minecraft on the PS4, that is. For the bedroom, I'll just use a light blue wool. To give it a carpet feel. Okay, so I've got all the doors. 2 interior, 1 to the bathroom, 1 to the bedroom. 2 windows, 1 at the side of the house and 1 at the front by the front door. And I've used specific doors for certain cases. For interior doors going into a bathroom or to a bedroom, I've generally used acacia doors. It gives more of a feel for the house. For exterior doors, depending upon the house, and for most of them, there are a few that I've used acacia, but I've used this one to give it more of an open feel to it, since it has a glass panel in it that lets you see through it. So more open, more friendly, I guess you could say. I've also used this door for offices that I've put in. Whereas I've used acacia doors for rooms that are tended to be more private, or storage rooms, that kind of thing. And then placing it in the ceiling for each of the rooms, mostly so you don't look up and see the roof. You have a separate one. And also, in Minecraft, it can create a flex space that could be used as an attic. So, slight advantage there. This one has like the other house I built, has a bluish tile roof, so I'm going to use purple again. It's darker than purple, but there's not really that many choices in terms of what looks like tile. This is brick, but it can pass for it, but I'm using it generally for houses that have more of a brown roof, brown tiled roof. And some of the businesses, like you can see an abandoned restaurant right here, this having a tiled roof. And there are a couple of things I need to fix on this too, such as to extend this roof out a little bit to make sort of a rain guard. That's one thing I've adjusted for some of the later builds, but I'll do that later in a different, well, off of a stream. And that happens quite a lot too. You start working on something and you get ideas on how to do it, so it really helps your creativity. So you have to adjust the earlier builds as sometimes. In the Project Zomboid game, the roof wood is more flush with the actual house itself, but I've noticed that adding this extra this block right here makes it look a little bit better. I mean, it looks fine in Project Zomboid, but in Minecraft, there's sometimes you have to make adjustments. To make it work in Minecraft, whereas that's mostly from switching from different types of games. Since Project Zomboid is a game that you view from above, and if you really get a chance to try it out on Steam, it's really worth it. It's a fun game. And the process I'm using for the roof is mostly to stretch out the roof just a little bit, since the dimensions are different with Minecraft. I'm using basically a slab and a staircase to extend that out, since I can't get the exact angle of the roof, but I can get as close as possible. If I were to just use staircases, then it would, well, for one, the roof would be way too tall. But this one adjusted just enough that it'll give enough of flex space that I was talking about for a roof, since you have quite a bit of space in here. As you can see, you could easily put a nice attic in here. Okay, that takes care of the two houses along this side of the road. And next I'll be going on to the house that's between this road and this warehouse right here. I still need to put in some of the extra stuff. And I'll do the doghouse first. There's going to be a couple of trees in the back, but I'll do that after I put in the houses. And I'll need to adjust this fence as well. Yeah, it's not going to work that well. I'll leave the doghouse like here for now. Before I've just used 2 blocks, but when I put in the trees on and stuff in the grass, I'll alter it to see how it looks. It's harder to do very small houses in Minecraft, or very like such as a doghouse. This house, next house that I'm working on, is a studio like house as well. It's made up of 2 rooms, one for the bathroom and an open area for bedroom, kitchen, and living room as well. This one, like the first one, that's a studio house too. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the door is not lined up directly with the driveway, so I don't need to make any adjustments there. Okay, but this does extend out. Made one mistake. Somehow to extend this out further. House starts about here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2. There's a door here. There's a window next to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's a kitchenette right here. And all I need to do is extend it out to here. So really the driveway should go up to here. Two, 3, 4, window here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe. The bathroom is in the corner of this house, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I may need to adjust the bathroom simply because the house is slightly distorted again. This time because of the driveway. It's a little bit wider than what it should be. So I may either adjust both the house and the bathroom, or one or the other, depends. Basically it's 2 blocks longer than what it should be. Should actually start, say, about right here. Or 1 to 2 blocks longer. Mostly because these things right here are distorting it. And Don't want to do too much. I'm gonna leave it. It'll be larger on the inside than what it actually is in the game, but it should look fine on the outside. But I am going to make the bedroom one block larger. Mostly because he can easily handle it. I mean the bathroom. Yeah, well, bathroom's one block larger. Easy to get my brain crossed. I'm going to use birch again for the floor. Okay, got 2 windows, 1 interior door, 1 exterior door. Gotta make sure I put in. I think I've got those set up. Window 1 on the side of the house. Second one next to the front door. That takes care of the windows. Front door. And bathroom door. Door frames and doors and windows are in. Okay, that takes care of the siding. Oh, I think all these houses have the same type of roof. All light blue. Or very dark blue, I should say. The only difference is the house that's outside of this sort of area has a brown one, which I may or may not be able to get to. Okay. Time to do the ceilings and put in the roof. Well, a dark brown roof, tiled roof. I'm leaving most of these buildings undecorated for the moment because I'm going to make 2 different downloads and put them onto a flash drive once I've completed it. One of them will have empty houses, so anyone who wants to download it onto a flash drive and put it onto their PS4 will have the ability to pretty much decorate it however they want with minimum alterations. And the other one I'll make would be a fully designed. That still is a ways off at the moment, since I still have a lot to build. And it'll be the entire map that'll be built too, not just a portion of it. And the largest map on the PS4. It's not large enough to actually allow me to build the entire Project Zomboid map with the, like, there's 4 towns inside it on the Project Zomboid main map. But it's larger. The PS4 map is large enough for me to put Muldraugh, the center town, and to get a bit of the environment around it. There's at least 2 rail stations that'll be in it. One of the rail stations is pretty large. The other is a bit smaller. But there's 2 of them in there. As well as, I think there's 1 farm. And a good potential for another farm. At the moment, I'm working inside the town of Muldraugh itself. Now here's where some of the distortion may appear. And that is, I may need to adjust the roof, because it may be too wide. So I may need to switch from a 2-block step to a 3-block step. But if I need to, it shouldn't be too hard to pull off. Should only be a few minor alterations to switch them from 2 to 3. The second option is to make the roof part of it flat. It's not flat in the game, but sometimes the distortions are kind of, you have to do the best you can, basically. And so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, that takes care of the house on this side. These two houses are going to be a little bit complicated since basically I'm pressed on both sides by this road. With some of these others, which you practically just bit pinned in by one side. Now while I'm at it, let's see. Use the words. That's my problem. Okay, adjust the fence. Both of these two houses have roughly similar designs. They're like the other houses in this one. They're studio houses or close to it. One's a studio house made up of 2 rooms. The bathroom and living and kitchen area. Although this one has a stranger design. Living, kitchen, and bedroom all in one room. The other one has 3 rooms. Living and kitchen and dining in the same area. A very small bedroom and a bathroom. I'll work on the smaller of the 2 houses first. That is the studio one. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this one, the driveway goes right up to the door, so I'm going to make a small walkway using stone. The door is roughly here. It's got a window right next to it. Two. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bathroom juts out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the bathroom. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. Now take care of the living room. Living room, bedroom, and kitchen. Kitchen is right here. In this corner. At least how it is in the game. Project Zomboid, that is. Strangely, the bedroom is right next to it. In the Project Zomboid game, the bed is actually flush with the refrigerator. And there's a living area here. And it looks like they used a couch to separate the area. I might put that into it. But it creates a sort of barrier to segregate or separate the room. Let's see. This one has two windows, one in the front, one facing the road. Keep it not completely in line with the bathroom door, but rather the wall next to the door. One interior door, one exterior door. I'll use a Acacia wood to make a sort of couch right here. And that's how to use it to make a partial room break. To break the living room from the kitchen. Not really in the bedroom, but this nook right here, being the bedroom, sort of makes its own barrier. Or maybe one of the things they need in the game is some portable walls, changing screens, I should say, as an item. Now to place in the ceiling. Actually, yeah, I should do that too. There we go. Plenty of space for an attic. And I'm not pressing the buttons fast enough. Okay, there we go. Okay, it takes care of one of the two houses here. Last house here, and that'll cover all the ones on this sort of, I wonder if you call it a cul-de-sac, but this side street right here. After that, there's this one house that'll be right here. It's a bit larger than the other houses that are right in this area. So here. Like the others, this house has a driveway that goes right up to the front door. Although that door is... the driveway's a little bit different. One, two... there. I had to put in dirt block back in. And the door is roughly there. It's got a window right next to it. One, two. It's a little bit closer than what it is in the Project Zomboid game to the other house. But mostly that's because of these walls being a meter thick. And I don't want to alter the house too terribly much. But fortunately I think it still works. Okay. There's a bathroom in this corner right here, similar to the house that's right over here. This has a almost identical design to this house. I think this is the house. Yeah. The design is very similar to this house. One, two, three, four. I may adjust it in a similar way. Two, three, four. No, should be fine if I just do this. Okay. There's two windows. One here, one roughly here. The second window being by the front door. In a lot of ways it's easier to use a mouse. Okay, I used light blue for the other house, so I'm going to use pink wool for the bedroom in this house. While I'm doing this, these houses can be pretty good for finding resources. The only downside is the fact that many of these are studio houses, so it's harder to actually set up a temporary base in them. Since if you're going to do so, you're going to want to have a bedroom with at least one way out. That does make for a dangerous situation. If you were to use the bedroom in this house, for example, there's only one way out, unless you have a sledgehammer with you and you can break down the wall. And the fact that there's only 2 windows you can climb out of means that it would be easy for a horde of zombies to easily trap you in the house. And since this is not Project Zomboid is not a run and gun game. In fact, if you try to do a run and gun in Project Zomboid, you're not going to last for long at all. You're just simply going to get overwhelmed. And it's going to happen very quickly too. With Project Zomboid, the key factor there is to actually read Sun Tzu's Art of War. And I say that because you're dealing with AI and also resources. And that why I suggest reading the Art of War is to determine how you react in any given situation, be it against an AI opponent, be against a human opponent. It makes no difference there. In both cases, they have, be it AI or be it human, they have different things that they're going to do in any given situation. If there is a difference, it's the fact that the AI can only do what's programmed. So in other words, the AI is not going to come up with strange ways to do things unless that is already programmed into them. So once you've determined what an AI can and cannot do, then it becomes easier to actually handle in them. And what I mean by this also is key in this game to know when to fight and when not to fight. Once you've understood that concept, then surviving in a game like Project Zomboid becomes much easier. Hello, Mr. Play. Thank you for watching. I'm working on a Project Zomboid build. I've got a map in the chat in case you can't see it because you came in. I'll place it in again if you want to take a look at what the map that I'm working on. Not always certain how chat works. At the moment I'm working on a couple of houses inside the game in the town of Muldraugh on the main map of Project Zomboid. That'll handle this house. And I've got one more for this house for the stream. After that, I'll put in the trees and the grass and flowers. Didn't notice that one went too low. Okay. Now this house is different than the other ones. It's instead of in that small area, it's off the main road. Although there's not that many difference in rooms. It's made up of 3 rooms, a bedroom, a bathroom, and an open area for a kitchen, dining, living room, and also a small area for office. And this one is built with brick. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's close to that, so it should be fine. It also has a slightly larger driveway than some of the others. There's a window about here, with a door next to it. It might be a bit further. I'm going to alter it by 1. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. alter it back. Okay, there's an office sort of right here. 3, 4. In it they have sort of a desk. And the bathroom here. And the bedroom here. Two, three, four. Window here. One, two, three, four, five, six, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe here. There's a nook here. And this is where the kitchen is. Okay, so there's a window roughly here. Leading into the section for the office. Window by the front door. So window here, roughly with the living room. There's no window in the kitchen. But there is a door, seems to be lined up with this wall right here, in the kitchen. There's a window in the bedroom, roughly here, and it's lined up with the door going into the bedroom. No window in the bathroom. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, maybe here for the door for the bathroom here. Door for the bedroom here. use oak planks for this one, for the room for the kitchen and such. Mostly for the balance between this and the red in the brick. Whereas birch has probably too close to the brick. What's supposed to be here is, from the looks of it, looks like tile. Sort of a tan tile. That's not easy to get close to it. It doesn't look so different than this oak wood. The only difference is that this is in wooden planks instead of tile. Now, in terms of making a small forward operating base, this one is a bit better than the other houses I've worked on today. The bedroom is separated from the kitchen area multiple ways in and out. There's at least 2 ways to get into the bedroom, by window or by door, and a little bit safer. Not only that, but there are also multiple windows to actually escape from the place. Here, 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 and also a back door and a window right here in the bedroom. So you can get cornered, but it's a little bit harder for them to pull it off. Them being the zombies. Won't need the doors anymore after this. Wait, that needs to be that kind of door. And I'll use yellow wool for the carpet in the bedroom. The downside with Minecraft is you can't really make wallpaper, so the interior and the exterior walls are the same. Perhaps in vanilla Minecraft they'll work on that in the future. The game itself is a work in progress, really both of them. Both Project Zomboid and Minecraft. The good thing is that although Project Zomboid is still an alpha, it's got a pretty stable build. I haven't had it crash on me, unlike some other alphas. well, it's not in release. But like I said, it's pretty stable. Minecraft, I guess you could say, has been released, and they just update it a lot. Okay, for the roof, I'm going to use nether brick, since it's closer to the brown tiled roof that makes up this house. And I'm going to need oak. That's the wrong one. It's got white siding for this part of the roof going up, so I'm going to use oak to reflect that. Roof is almost done, almost completed. Now to put in the trees and grass. And this won't be identical to how it is in Project Zomboid, because in the nature of trees, how trees are in Minecraft, but I'm gonna get it as close to the feel of what's in there. I'm planting spruce first, since spruce tends to be a bit finicky about how it generates a tree. That's a bit too large for a doghouse. Okay, so Some of them I'm going to place a little bit earlier, before the spruce trees are in. So it's just right there, since there's not going to be that many trees in this area anyway, so it's easier to handle it earlier, so to speak. First I'm going to place down birch trees for contrast, because the wood from the birch is lighter than the spruce ones. And I'll use oak to fill out empty areas. Or basically fill out the wooded areas, I should say. It's just as accurate. The only places I really have to be careful is close to the buildings and close to fences. And to a degree I also have to be careful close to roads, since I don't want any of the leaves to overhang the roads. And if I go too close to the roads, that can be an issue. Oak trees are the easiest to place since they don't usually have a problem growing. And in Minecraft, you could put oak trees next to one another in a virtual, well, you could put the saplings close to each other in a virtual wall, and they'll still grow. Mostly that's also because oak trees have a greater variety of ways it can generate from a sapling. Whereas spruce and birch tend to vary only in how tall the tree is, and also how the height alters slightly how the leaves are. Oak can have branches going out of it. There's an example over here of branches coming out of the side of an oak tree. These spruce and birch trees, as of now, don't have that. That is of the type of trees that you just have to place one sapling down to grow a tree. A couple of the others require four in a 4x4 pattern. That being the dark oak trees, and there are a couple others. Well, the dark oak tree and the jungle tree. The Acacia is a single sapling tree, but it really wouldn't fit in with the environment here, which is supposed to be Kentucky. The only thing displaced at the moment for many of these trees is just the leaves. Some of the problems with growing has to do with, say for example, a branch above it. That is why usually I put in oak last, since that could impede a spruce tree or a birch tree from growing. But birch tends to adapt to things being around it a whole lot easier than spruce does. So that's usually why I put in spruce first and use bone meal to grow those spruce trees before I put in birch saplings or oak saplings. One thing also to keep in mind is if you accidentally hit a grass while you're putting in the trees, sometimes the tree saplings won't generate if there's a tall grass right next to it. or some of the strange things that happens in Minecraft. And right now I'm filling in grass where there's looks like it's overgrown grass in the game. And the good thing about bone meal is I'll put not just grass but also flowers. And there's certain areas where there's not too much, I'll just use that. Okay, behind these two houses there's a lot of grass. And a lot of this grass is probably explained best by the fact that there's been a zombie apocalypse, so mowing the yard hasn't really been a priority for a number of these people. Okay, now to work on the top part of the fence. And that'll be it for this stream once I've completed the fence. Now I have to do the fence along this the warehouse units and also right here. That's 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Two, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Really should be 1, not 1, 2. I made a mistake here. Okay. Easy enough to fix though. Sorry, this gives a headache. Okay, now it's 1, 2. 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. That's 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And now to complete this fence. And I mostly held off on it on this one because of the trees being so close. Should work out. It's equal distance. Two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This one I'll need to adjust just a little bit. There. Two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that works out. No adjustments needed. Okay, so that takes care of the houses. And let me do another. The trees should be a little bit closer here. Okay. For this stream, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses. And I worked on the houses in this area and putting the trees in. And I'll do a flyover of said houses. This was the last house I worked on. I guess you could say going in backwards order. This house being next. And that is it for the stream. Trees in, fences are in. The next stream I'm going to be working on, I'll be working in this area right here, which is mostly going to be forest. There's a cabin in this area right here. There's a cabin, and this cabin also has a tool shed right next to it. Also on this block is 3 houses in this area right here. And I've placed in part of the driveway. It's a little bit more complicated than the others since it's harder to do curves in Minecraft, and this one is pretty much curved. I haven't placed this in yet, but there's 3 houses right here. One here, a house here, and a house here. Part of this block has also been placed in, and I did that with an earlier build when I worked on the elementary school. And that is a soccer field, a changing room with showers, and also 2 basketball courts. There are 3 picnic benches that I'll place in when I work on in the next stream as well. Most of the area right here, this blank, is going to be a forested area. And I'll end the stream now. Thank you very much for watching, and that is it for this project Zomboid build in Minecraft stream.